what they do is they steal the mold or they steal the original figure, and then they make a copy of it, and then they're selling these like lower quality figures. And the thing is that every time that we make a figure, percentage of that not only goes to the amazing sculpting team, the planning team at the figure companies that are working so hard to make you these figures, but they also go to the original creators. Every time you buy a figure, like a percentage of that goes to the license holder. So, if in essence, if you love like Madoka, the best way to support Madoka is buying official merchandise, And so if you're buying that bootleg, your money is not going to the people who made Madoka, and they're going to turn around and go, oh, I guess nobody liked Madoka because nobody bought our figures. And then you have a whole bunch of people being like, we love Madoka, look at our bootleg figures. And they're like, oh, well, we didn't get any of that money. We're going under. We're not making any more anime.
Did you know that the bootleg factory, for like your company, it's actually a couple blocks away?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's crazy. They're super close by. And it's terrifying. I have the best story I love to tell. When I first started working for Good Smell Company, I was talking to the CEO, and he was asking me what I thought about bootlegs, and I was like, I hate them. And he was like, yeah, I'm so glad you hate them too. And he was telling me this story about how in China, what they'll do is that they'll go into the factory and they'll go to the people who have the molds and they'll threaten them. You give me this mold or I'm going to kill you. Or I'm going to kill your dog or something stupid. And what the factory had done to try and counteract that was they said, if you don't give the mold and instead you report this guy to the police because this is illegal, we'll give you a bonus. And so they started doing that. And so this guy had come by and he was shady, Japanese mob type. And so he's threatening for the mold, and they call the cops, and they arrest him. Turns out this guy is Chinese mob, and has, wanted for murdering, super high officials in China. So they immediately take him, arrest him, trial, and, kill him. They were like, you're done. And so then the Chinese mob was like, Good Smile got him murdered. So then they got so upset, they put out a hit on the CEO of Good Smile Company, Aki-san. So he can't go to the factory in China. And the biggest issue that happened is that one of the guys who worked at the factory happened to kind of sort of look like Aki-san. And so one day he's leaving the factory, leaving to go back home, and he's walking to his car, and these guys come up and total scary movie thing, they drive up in a van, jump out, a whole bunch of guys with swords, hack the guy up, and chop off his arm and leave him for dead, and then drive off because they think this is president of Good Smell Company. So then there's a whole commotion. All sorts of people from the factory run outside. They're like, holy crap! This guy's almost dead. Rush into the hospital. They're able to save the guy, reattach his arm. He's fine. He actually still works for Good Smell Company. And literally, the president of Good Smell Company was like, here's a raise, and I'm sorry you look like me. And so now it's if he wants to go to the factories, he has to have a disguise and a wig and sunglasses and dress completely different so that they don't think that it's him. And then they had to eventually they move the factory to a completely different city. And then still the bootleg factories follow them because that's what they do. But these are these guys are terrifying, and these are who you're giving your money to if you buy a bootleg. You are giving them to criminals who are literally trying to kill the people who are making these amazing products for you. It's terrifying. So don't buy bootlegs.